Okay, guys, we will go ahead and kick off today's virtual user group. Welcome again, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be with us. We've got a great presentation lined up for you today, all about the Open Data Hub for Mainframe. We've got two seasoned vets on the line here, Mark and Greg, who will be presenting for you guys today. We also have BJ joining in. He'll be assisting with some questions if you guys have any. So we've got great resources for y'all today. So just a couple of housekeeping. Just as a reminder, this webinar will be recorded. It will be available to you after the meeting is over by tomorrow morning. You'll receive a copy of it. You will also be able to find it on our website under the resource section, as well as our YouTube channel. So be on the lookout for that. During the time today that you have with us, if you have any questions for our presenters, please use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. We'll be monitoring those questions as they come in, and Greg and Mark and BJ will address those and take those questions as we go through the webinar. We look forward to it. I hope you guys enjoy what we have today. As usual, I have a couple of things to share with you guys. So give me 1 second and I will, why is my screen not up to share? I apologize. Okay, let me share my screen with you guys real quick. Again, a couple of things to go over. Here we go. Whoops, what is happening? I am losing my mind this morning. Okay, here we go. So as I mentioned today, guys, we're going to talk all about the IBI Open Data Hub for Mainframe. As I mentioned, we have Mark and Greg on the line with us today. So you'll be hearing from them very, very shortly. Just as a reminder, we have IBI.com back. This is our website. So if you guys are looking for all things IBI, please head out to the IBI.com website. We are no longer posting anything on tibco.com. So if you are still using tibco.com and you're not finding anything recent, because we're not posting there. So be sure to make sure that you are checking out IBI.com. You can find all things related to our products, our solutions. You can find our customer stories out there. Under the resource section is where you'll find all of the recorded user groups that we've had, all of the Focus Fridays with the Walters and Mark, as well as any other various webinars that might have taken place. Also under the events section, you will find upcoming events, and that will show you any upcoming user groups, virtual and in person, along with any of the Focus Fridays and other webinars that are being scheduled. You still can access support from our website. At the bottom of the page, you'll see a support link. So if you guys have any questions or have any issues, please submit your tickets through there. And then we are excited to announce that we do have a new website coming. It will be kind of a version 0.2 coming at the end of the year. We did hear you guys, and we are working on adding some additional product documentation, the education and training that you guys have been asking for, which will include things like how-to videos and things like that, as well as a link to the community. And so I do have a couple of announcements coming up here in just a second that I'm super, super excited to share with you guys. But let me continue on here for a second. As I mentioned, under the events section, this is where you will find upcoming events. So be sure to be registering out as you take a look at your schedule so that you don't miss any of the events. We are getting our fall events added to the calendar as we speak. So I'm super excited to announce some really cool things coming from looking ahead at 2024. We finally are able to let you guys know we will be having a new IBI community coming. So we will be moving away from the TIBCO community. IBI will be coming back with their own community. You can expect to see this being launched towards the end of 2023 to early 2024. So we'll have more details coming on this. We're super, super excited. I know you guys have been asking for a while. So we can say that we do have a new IBI community coming soon to you guys. Some of the things that will continue, you will be seeing in 2024, the monthly Focus Fridays with the Walters and Mark. Those will continue on, as well as our virtual user groups around the various topics that we have been hosting, you know, Web Focus, CQ, MDM, iWait, all of those good things. You still will have your virtual user groups. And then something else that we're looking at, a lot of you guys have been asking about a summit. And I guess what we're struggling with, and this is where we need you guys, is we haven't had the attendance that we were looking for the in-person user groups that we've been doing. So in order for us to be able to bring you guys a larger conference, we need you guys to be participating and coming to these smaller regional in-person user groups. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make that justification in order to be able to plan a summit for you guys. So that's why we really need you guys to participate and come to these events. We are going to look at hosting what we're going to call mini summits for a roadshow for 2024. They will resemble what a mini summit, or they will resemble a summit, but a mini version of it. We are looking to be able to provide you guys with some hands-on labs, some expert time, networking, and some peer presentations, and of course, hearing the latest from IBI. These will be anywhere from 1 day to possibly a day and a half, and it will be on select cities. Again, guys, if you're wanting that larger summit conference, we need you guys to be participating and coming to the road shows that we're having in order for us to justify having a larger in-person conference. So please keep that in mind if we are coming to your city, to make sure that you can attend. And then, of course, you will see some additional webinars in 2024 with our partners and with analysts. So if you guys have any questions about any of these activities, please reach out to me. Let me know. I'm happy to discuss if you have any further questions. But for now, we are still on the TIBCO community, again, just for a little bit longer. So if you guys have not joined and you're interested, please go ahead and head out there and join the TIBCO community. And then we'll be basically migrating all of you guys over to the new community. And so more to come on that here shortly. If you are out in the community, make sure you are utilizing it. We do have the Web Focus portal out there where you guys can share with your knowledge and engagement with other community members. We do have a discussions board where you guys can look through those questions posted by other community members and ask those questions, similar to kind of how Focal Point was set up. We do have a couple of groups out there specifically for IBI user groups and also for the Focus Fridays. So if you guys want to hop in and join those groups just to see when upcoming events are going on, as well as get recordings and presentations and things like that. Getting social with us. We love that a lot of you guys already subscribe and follow us on our social channels. But if you do not, we have a LinkedIn channel, Twitter, and YouTube. And I guess Twitter's called X now, so I guess I need to update that. But LinkedIn, Twitter, and our new YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe and follow us to stay up to date on any of our latest and greatest announcements that we have. And then last but not least, the Tech Refresh program. This is still going on. If you guys are interested in upgrading to Web Focus 9, this is the most fast, pain-free, effective way to do so. Dan Ortolani and his team are heading up this program. So if you guys are interested in upgrading and kind of wanting to know what all it entails and what, how it works for you and your organization, be sure to reach out to us, make a comment on the evaluation form. We'll get Dan's team in touch with you guys, or you can go straight out to the website and fill out the form out there. But this literally lets you get upgraded in a 3-stage process, and it's pretty easy for you. So let us know if you're interested. And then the Academy, again, the TIBCO Academy, we do have some training out there right now, but again, this is all being revised and enhanced. Again, we heard you guys, you want more training, you want education. So we are working on bringing that to you as part of our new website and the new community. So stay tuned as we'll have more to roll out here soon. All right, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to turn it over to Greg. I know you guys are here for the good stuff. You will receive an evaluation form link at the end of the meeting. If you don't mind, take a few moments to fill that out for me. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. All right, Greg, I will turn it over to you.
Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Let me need to do that. Move that out of the way. All right. Like Shay said, I'm Greg Weinheimer. I'm one of the product managers for Open Data Hub for the Mainframe. What I would like to cover today is I want to give an overview of the product, review some of the needs that you and other customers have that it addresses, talk about some of the use cases that it addresses, describe some of the benefits of the product. Then I'll hand it over to Mark, who will give some more details on the product and demo it. So what is Open Data Hub for the mainframe? So Open Data Hub from the mainframe is a tool that allows you to combine data from legacy mainframe data and from newer systems, while not having to move that legacy data off of the mainframe. So it leverages existing security frameworks such as SAF, RACF, ACF2, and Top Secret. It also allows you to leverage the reporting server. It's an ideal product for focus and web focus customers because it allows you to reuse metadata and procedures that you've already written and access those through third-party tools. One of the other strengths of Open Data Hub is that it allows you to access the data from your mainframe and the data is in place. There's no need to move that data. As long as the tool you're using can utilize JDBC and ODBC, you have direct access to the mainframe data that's sitting under Open Data Hub. So there's no need to migrate your data in order to consume it. You access it and consume it directly from the mainframe. Some of the needs that Open Data Hub addresses. If your organization has a diverse range of data on the mainframe, vSAM, IMS, DB2, IDMS, Datacom, whatever, and especially if you have the need to find a way to combine that diverse data, Open Data Hub gives you the ability to do that through third-party BI tools. If you need to move your reporting off of the mainframe, Open Data Hub facilitates that. And Open Data Hub makes that possible without porting the data. No ETL projects needed to move the data to some staging platform. You access it directly. You can pull that data from the mainframe, combine it with data you have sitting in some other platform, SQL Server, Postgres, JSON files, doesn't matter, whatever. And you'll be getting that data from the mainframe real time. And I know I'm stressing that, but it's not stale data. It's not data that was ETL'd 2 days ago to your warehouse. You're getting that data real time. Some key use cases. Use cases for this product are really endless, and it really depends on your needs. But in this case, we decided to cover a few. And the ability to leverage languages like Python that have built-in AI ML capabilities, and you can use those to access the Open Data Hub data via JDBC and ODBC. So a couple examples. Let's say you're an insurance company that has your claims data sitting in IMS. Well, you can use Python or some other AI ML tool that has AI ML capabilities to identify fraudulent claims. Let's say you're a manufacturing company. You can use AI to directly access your data on the mainframe to find those anomalies. Again, you'll access it directly, and you won't be going after stale data. So your numbers, your results will be better. It'll be more based on real data. Another use would be, say you have your customer data sitting in an IDMS database, a Datacom database, whatever. You can use AI to cluster your customers for better targeting of product offerings. Again, directly accessing your mainframe data without having to put it in a warehouse first. Okay, some of the key benefits for Open Data Hub. It provides visualizations for accessing your data on the mainframe. Also, it makes combining diverse data sources from your mainframe and your more modern systems much easier. It lets you leverage security seamlessly with any third-party tools that you might be using to access your data. Also, Open Data Hub has a console where you can maintain your metadata, create your metadata, and it's all in a standard format. So it's easier to maintain. So from the perspective of your tools, all the metadata looks the same. So an IDMS synonym, a IMS synonym, they all look the same from the perspective of the third-party tool. You can also leverage your focus and web focus metadata along with any procedures you've already written. Open Data Hub also has usage and performance monitoring built in with Resource Manager and Resource Governor, again, built into the product. The Open Data Hub server also has efficiencies that have been developed over the years with our server technology, which will minimize the usage of general purpose CPs, allowing you to leverage zip and zap processors. The last thing I really wanted to cover is the offerings. Open Data Hub comes in two flavors, IBI Open Data Hub for the mainframe and the Web Focus Open Data Hub for the mainframe add-on. So the Open Data Hub for the mainframe, it consists of a server running on your mainframe, and that's what accesses your data. It also has connectors that you utilize through your third-party tools that will access the reporting server. Web Focus, the Web Focus Open Data Hub for the mainframe add-on, that leverages your existing Web Focus reporting server using our Open Data Hub connectors from your third-party tools. That's really kind of what I wanted to go over, an overview of the product. Are there any questions, or Mark, do we want to hold off? Because I know you're going to go into more details. I'm fine either way.
Sure. I mean, whatever the audience wants to do, if they want to address questions now, we could start, or we can wait till the end.
Cool. Okay, is there anything out there right now, or?
There's no questions just yet.
Okay. Well, in that case, let me stop sharing and let me hand this over to Mark. It's all yours, buddy.
Okay. So hello, everybody out there, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night. Thank you for attending today. And I'm very excited about the Open Data Hub. And I'll get into pretty much all the aspects of what it can do for you, our customers. As we know and love, Web Focus is the primary tool that we use to get at the mainframe data, right? The reporting server on the mainframe, the Web Focus reporting server. And as Greg mentioned, we can get in there with RACF, like I'm going to use, or we can use PTH for our customers out there that use our internal security. And the server that runs on the mainframe that I'm going to be showing is a batch job. That reporting server can be clustered as well. So we all know on the mainframe, we got a real address space, and it's limited to how much real memory you can get. And we can cluster these if you have a lot of users, your environment, et cetera, right? We can take advantage of that. The mainframe server is written to take full advantage of the ZAP engines and the zip engines, right? Very, very important to our customers, where you could save a lot of money. Instead of that general purpose CP, we'll use those specialty engines to do the CPU and type of work like that needs calculations, etc. Let me share my screen and let's get into it. Okay, let me know when you guys see me. Yes?
I can see you.
Yes, we do. Yes.
All right, slideshow. I'm going to go from this slide. So a little bit about the architecture, how it came about. What is the vision for IBI and the IBI Open Data Hub for mainframe, right? The vision is the following. As you know, today, we have Web Focus, right?
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
So sorry to interrupt you. Can you go into slideshow mode so it's larger? Perfect. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. Okay. So the sample architecture for Web Focus is this, right? We have our internal, external users on the left. You might have a load balancer, request balancers, the web servers, and then we have web focus, right? And that distributes the load to the CLM cluster load manager to the reporting server/servers. And we can get at that data today. Very, very important. And in my demo, the first one I'm going to show is web focus going against mainframe data. I am going to use a sequential file, right, across the board. It's a student golden record that we created that we're using. So it's a flat file, sequential file. So this is the original one, and this is my vision, the Open Data Hub and scalability. What we will allow, not only web focus, but other BI tools to access that data on the mainframe. So I speak primarily with all of our customers, and they say, Mark, we love web focus. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Although in our developers, we have a lot of developers using some other BI tool. I'm like, okay. Like, for instance, Power BI or Tableau or even Spotfire. We're going to allow those other BI tools to access the same data on the mainframe that web focus does. So you're going to tell me after, in your environment, how many people have a distributed client tools, right? One runs this. We have a group that runs Power BI. We might have 50 developers. And wouldn't it be great to be able to get at that data on the mainframe? So I just wanted to show a little architecture here. The difference is for the Open Data Hub, we go directly from the tool to the reporting server with a little special magic connector that sits on the client side or on the network somewhere. And I'm going to show these as I go through. So very important. You already got web focus using it. We're going to show you. But, you know, Mark, in the world today, we're visualization agnostic. We use all the tools. So let's go in and let's log in to the reporting server to show you what we got. So I'm going to log in the server on our mainframe, and I'll show you that as well. And notice that I have two modes of authentication. I could use our PTH or OPSIS, which uses RACF. So I'm going to log in with the PTH, and I'm going to get into our server. This server is very familiar to all of you out there. Whether you're running on Linux, whether you're running on Windows, we have the same look and feel, which is called technical conversions. No matter where you run our server, it looks the same. The only difference is the underlying adapters or whatever you might want to go to, right? In our server on the mainframe, we also show you, the procedures, right? Server time, zip time, CPU time, all these numbers that are available to you so you can justify to your management, hey, we can use that reporting server from IBI in the mainframe to get at it with web focus and any other BI tool which your heart desires. And we'll look at this after. So this server is running on the mainframe. And notice what I did. I broke up the server to have different services. So maybe Tableau's connecting, or Power BI, or Squirrel, a development tool, or Jasper, or Cognos. These tools can connect up, and I could delineate who's doing what type of work on the mainframe, right? Why is that critical? Well, we might add in 1,000 Tableau users or 1,000 Power BI. Wouldn't you want to know what they're doing on the mainframe, right? We also have on there Resource Analyzer and Resource Governor. How many haven't heard of Resource Governor in a long time, right? Resource Governor is also running here, so we can be a preemptive governor. So when we're in the other tools and a user clicks select star from a million row table, what's going to happen? We could prevent that and say you must add a predicate on the tool with a where condition based on this where condition. Okay. So let's go into the demo with web focus first. I always like to show that. Let me get rid of this and let me go in here. And I already created, it's Bro IBI MVS. and I created a visualization that I'm going to show you using Web Focus. So we're going to run in a new window and give it a second. Everything's running on my laptop over to our mainframe server that's in California. All right, so let me get in. Excuse me here. And we'll show you exactly what's going on piece by piece. And again, just bear with this because everything's running here locally to connect up to the mainframe server. So I built a visualization first and foremost, again, with Web Focus. You can leverage Web Focus you have today to be able to get information. And I'm using that student golden record. So using Web Focus, I can go in and I can start to slice and dice. I only want to keep female. Notice how everything's in flux, and we'll change with the visualization what I'm doing. Boom. So everything's working here. You can slice and dice, report what you want to report. We can go here. We can turn this off. And again, you can see the visualization going through. Very easy in Web Focus to build this, right? So I want to show you that. And I would like to show you another little piece what's going on here. So as we go in, I'm going to go to monitor. Everybody familiar with the live console? I hope so. So we'll go in again and we'll say, keep this. To show you that it's going directly to the mainframe to get the data. And it shows that I connected as admin, PTH admin, where I'm coming from, and I'm also keeping track of the CPU, the database time, and the server time. Pretty amazing. I want to show this console so you can see what's happening in the back end. So now that we know Web Focus is a great tool to use, and we all use it, let's get into some of the other tools. So we have this running, and now we're going to go into Power BI. Power BI, I built this, is going against the same student golden record. You see student golden record on the right. So all this is written now with Power BI. Oh, well, Mark, I have hundreds of developers. Wouldn't it be great to go after that mainframe data? I'm slicing and dicing this as we see. I just went and switched it to male, female, and now both back. I can then go up here and I can say, oh, only show me from Texas. And this is all the stuff from Texas, what we've got. All the information, what we can get, built the same visualization going against the mainframe with Power BI. For you people there that know Power BI, you know there's multiple modes to get the data. One is called the query option, and one is called the direct query. Over here, what I did is I went in, and the data is running locally. I'm going to bring the data down to Power BI and run the request from it local. Most customers say, Mark, that's okay, but I really rather go against the live data. What if that data is in flux? It's VSAM, it's being updated every couple minutes. I'd like to get that data as well. So when we go back over to here, we can see I'm going up to the mainframe now to bring that data down. We'll let this run, and I'll show you what I mean. It's evaluating the student golden record, and you're going to see this move in a minute or two. You see the flux in there. It's doing things. It's running multiple queries like we do, multiple different queries to the mainframe to pull this data down. The important thing, again, the essence here is I'm tracking everything. CPU, database, server time, IO time, etc. So now that loaded the data here, it's going against the data locally. Number two, so again, it's not a direct query, meaning leaving the data on the mainframe. It's going, bringing it down, similar to our focus hold files. I'm jumping over here now, Which one is it? I guess I'll go here. And I'm going to use another one. You see, it says direct query. Notice at the bottom, when I run this, storage mode direct query. Does everybody see that at the bottom? Very important. So now, when I click on the data, it's going live to the mainframe to get the data. Every request. This is a very important feature of Power BI to allow you to do that. Again, we can click back over here, bring all our data down. We can go over here and just say master's degree, and notice that it's going live to get that data on the mainframe. This is Power BI. Let's go in to another mode. We want to go in here, and I'll build a new query. Let me go in. Another one that I built that goes against the mainframe, right? Again, over here, I can say, just show me this. And you can see the data changing with it. It's a miracle. Leverage your mainframe data to all the tools. Web Focus being priority to me, and the other ones that you have. Let's go build another one. We're going to go in and we're going to say new. Let me show you. And again, we can go against this ODBC, or we can use the direct query that will provide a MES file for Power BI. Look at this magic coming in now. We're going to say get data. And we're going to go in and we're going to say, okay, let's use ODBC for now. And I'll show you the other one later. Excuse me. And we're going to say, which data source do we want to use? And I'm going to say IBI MVS. I'm going to go to an advanced option. Why do I want to do that? I want to show you how we could leverage. Hold on. How do I bring that up? I got to get this here. And we're going to run this. Okay. Which one do I want to run? I'll go here. Imagine leveraging all the folk execs that you have, the master files, the DBA on the files. So I'm going to run this here and show you this. Again, this is connecting all the way over to California from here, and I bring a row back. I just wanted to show you that. All right. Now I'm going to say cancel that, and I'm going to run it again and show you the difference. Imagine going in, we're going to say get data. We'll go to the ODBC again. And we'll take the IBI MVS one more time. And by doing this, and now I'm going to run a different query that I have here that I saved. So imagine in another tool doing this, right? Oh, I wanted to go in and show you when I use Power BI, it exposes all the application folders like we do with Web Focus. Imagine the magic here. You can leverage all your Web Focus knowledge, put it right into one of the other tools. Let me cancel that. I'm going to get out of this for a minute and go in again and do one more request that I missed. I'm going to say ODBC. And let's get the IBI MVS. And we're going to run another query. And I'm going to go here and say, I'm going to run another folk exec. And you notice how I have it. I'm going against VSAM, and I said NG. Look at this magic, guys. From Power BI, you can use our resource governor. Wait a minute, Mark, you're kidding me. You're telling me you can use the edit server, reporting server, and stop queries from running before they consume all kind of resources? Absolutely. Absolutely. And it says one or more relational tests are required. So as you build it, this was just a select star. We came in, we built the rule and says, no way, you're not running it. I don't want to waste resources. And you can provide a discrete message what you want. Again, one or more relationals are required. So I'm going to cancel this. I wanted to show you that. I am now going to go into another tool. I want to go in to, let's get out of this, and we'll go into Tableau. So I'm going to bring that up, and we're going to show you the same thing. This reminds me of when you're small, young, when I was younger, I would go to this candy store with my mom, and mom say, all right, pick what you want. How about picking any tools you want to use to go against that mainframe server? So now I'm using, again, my student golden record. I'm going to come in here. This is Tableau. You can see it's going up to the server to get data. This is real time. Excuse me. And there's the report I built. This is Tableau going against that data, right? I can go over here and say, give me the female. And I just get female for this, for AK. I can go back. I can turn it off. I can go back here. If you know Tableau, this is what you do. I can go to business administration. And it's voila, you have another visualization tool running against the Open Data Hub. Why is this so important? Because we, IBI, do not want to lock you down. The mainframe is like a gold mine. You have all that data that nobody can get to. Other tools can't get to, but Web Focus. Now these other tools are going to get to it. We're going to allow you to get to it to run whatever you want to do.
So,
Okay.
like as Mark said, if you have groups in your company that don't want to use or want to use Power BI or Tableau, they can use that as opposed to using, if they're not using Web Focus.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, and I just want to add something. So, like what Mark and Greg have been iterating. So, the goal at IBI for us mainly is to really make it accessible to you for all of the mainframe data. So the whole point of why we are doing this is we're making an open platform, right? But at the same time, I think we understand the challenges on the mainframe on accessing that certain data. So here is an option, obviously, by which you can kind of really lead with the focus on how you can do it.
Yes.
But if you have other tools of choice, we have made it easy for you to connect. So in the demos, I think you've seen, we're not going to show all the tools on the demo. So Mark, I think we can move forward, but you can see that how you can connect the Power BI, how you can connect Tableau, similarly Spotfire if you have Cognos. So what we are hoping for here is feedback from you all also as you kind of look through this about, how can Web Focus kind of help you in this area? But if it's not Web Focus, what are the other tools of choice where you like to take advantage of this? But the point is, this is made really simple at this point to be able to really connect some of the data in any of the third-party visualization tools you have.
Thank you, VJ. So one of the other things besides those, you can use Excel as well. You probably have a plethora of people using Excel that would want to get at the mainframe data, bring it down, and do whatever they want to do in Excel. So the other pieces I want to show you here is I'm going to log in. Let me log out of here. Hold on. I'm going to sign out. And let me show you what's occurring behind the scenes. Everybody, hopefully everybody knows Usage Monitor.
Sorry, Mark, there's also a question if you want to answer that. I think it's a good question. So the question is, can you describe the difference between Data Hub and a data warehouse solution?
Either one of us
Sure.
can answer that. I can or you can, Mark. I mean,
Go ahead, Greg, and then if there's anything left, I'll jump
this
in.
is the good thing about this. The great thing about this product is it's not utilizing a data warehouse. You don't have to stage the data. When I had mentioned earlier, staging your data, well, that's your data warehouse. So when you have a data warehouse, you're taking data from your systems and nightly or once a week or whenever, dumping that data into a data warehouse. So it's stale data by the time you're reporting off of it. That's one of the key benefits of this tool, is that you're not reporting off the state of stale data. You're reporting off of real data. So you don't have to worry about something changing overnight. You're getting what the data looks like alive now. This is the current state of the data. A warehouse, again, stale data.
Yep.
True, exactly. And you have, I think this was interesting because just to add to what Greg said, I was speaking to a couple of customers last week and all, and a lot of those customers were talking about mainframe modernization. So this is a perfect example what you're seeing right in front of you, how you can really modernize the mainframe. So one thing is for sure, I think the mainframe data, what is there, it is a big challenge to really kind of move away from the data because there are so many disparate data sets you have created. Using the solution, what we are offering you is keep the data where you want and extract the metadata for all of your BI purposes. So that's the key difference, which also Greg was telling, that you really don't have to worry about staging or moving or any of that. You can still continue doing that however you want. And all you have to then do is point the reporting server towards that data, and you're still going to get the most freshest data available for all of your reporting purposes.
Yes. Thank you, BJ. Perfect.
Yeah, Mark, there's also, and Greg, the second question from Rob, and the question is, I'll condense it, but can this option, what we are showing, sit over SQL Server to govern access and usage?
Yes, it can. You could go to from the Open Data Hub. You can have a data source from SQL Server, and it can govern that data as well. You as the administrator would build the rule that you want, and then turn the rule on, and it can govern that data.
Yeah, this is a resource governor, resource analyzer, or manager question, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's
okay. All right. So one of the other things I want to show you that we've done, thinking of across the whole gamut here, is as you're using these other tools, I want to show you who's logging in. So over here, you can see I logged in with Cognos, I logged in with Excel, and of course, Web Focus. Look what it does. It shows you how many requests, where the time's being spent on the mainframe. Mainframe people like myself love metrics. Show me what they're using. How much of the CPU are we using? How much of that? So you can see when I ran my test, the Cognos and Web Focus both ran 6 requests, right? The session duration for Web Focus was a little bit faster, but not negligible. And over here, what you can see is that the CPU time, DBMS time, and server time. I'm keeping track of all that for all the tools, including Web Focus and the other ones. We can go to the usage monitor too. Let's look at that. So as I was running those queries, I'm keeping track of that using Resource Analyzer and using Usage Monitor, UM, to have all these numbers. Let's go look at these 3. Notice over here, I can show you exactly how many requests were run. I can show you the CPU time, the DBMS time, the server time, the average response time those tools and Web Focus is getting. It's like a gold mine, right? Everything's here. Let's run the usage monitor other piece to show you what we can do. A number of customers I speak to say, Mark, I want to be able to see the query they're running, if you're allowed to see the query. So we'll jump on performance here. What if you're running queries from all different tools and you want to see what they have? I'm going to jump into the user here, excuse me, and I'm going to go in, and this is part of what we can do. I'm going to go to Cognos, and I'm going to say, show me the live data. Show me what was run after the fact or while it's running, right? What query did they run? Certain customers today want to know all the queries the user ran. It depends on the situation you're in, what they want to see. So let's go here. You can see that Cognos ran the ID, Cognos tool connected up, 8:23. We can go to the hour, and then we can go to the minute. And then we can go over here to say, oh, here, what is the procedures? This shows you all the procedures that were run by all the tools. Let's go here, store sales by region. You can go in and see that I'm going against that rec, a sequential file, and the query that was run. How important is this to everyone? It could be major. We can then go in. One of the new things we added in is a chargeback analysis. So you might have a way, how do I charge the users coming in and get some type of report to say that the Spotfire users use this much server time, this is the charge, database time, the charge, CPU time, number of procedures, number of records. Look at this magic. Look what it can do. So I want to show you that all these tools are available for you. And one other thing I want to show you. So this is important metrics that you want to get while people are running. You can go over here and say, you know what? Only give me web focus. And you get it for web focus, whatever tool you want to see. Metrics, metrics, metrics. So let's give it a sec. And again, don't forget, we're going against that mainframe out there that's running at 100% CPU. Everybody see that? And my job name is MKTMJN9. So I could say, oh, web focus, here's the server time, here's the charge. If you want, it's available. A number of customers, when I'm talking to them in the preliminary mode, and with VJ and Ortolani, they say, give me a ability to have a chargeback analysis if the customer wants. The other thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to my a file system here, and I'm going to go to downloads, and I'm going to go to MVS demo 8223. These are other utilities written in our own active technology, the ability to look at all these metrics. Oh, Mark, all I want to care about is a user ID, and let's look at only Spotfire and Web Focus. Look at that. The number of reports that were run, duration, DBMS, server, CPU, and voila, for mainframe, I'm showing you how much MSUs they use as well. Look at the magic that we can do. Over here, while this runs, look at the metrics I show you. The CPU, DBMS, server time, number of reports, blah, 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 MSUs, average and maximum response. This is what I call from soup to nuts. The ability to leverage any of these tools, get data, bring it back, leverage your mainframe server that you have. Most of you already have a mainframe server sitting there and spent years creating metadata about it. Now we're allowing other tools to come in as well to leverage what you've done and mastered, and now these other tools can leverage it as well if you so desire. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm sure there's a lot of questions for me, right? How did this come about? What did we do? How great web focus is, we know. But now I got to allow these other tools to get at that same data and broaden your environment. Okay. Shay or anybody? I can't see if there's any questions.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
sorry, there's one question, Mark and Greg. So basically, the question is, the mainframe obviously contains a lot of databases and tables, millions of records. How does this extract of this data affect the client access to the data? So,
Okay, I'll
in a
take that one.
nutshell, that
Yeah,
essentially you can speak on the performance and maybe the technology on how we are
sure. I'll
processing
take
the
that one,
data.
VJ.
Yeah,
So
go
what
ahead.
we have is the client goes in and, with WebFocus, we'll start with WebFocus, connects up, connects to a service in the server, right? You can have default, you can have a service called fast, slow, whatever. Once it gets to that service, it will access the data that you got metadata for and bring it back, right? If you got resource governor on, it won't let a request go unless you have predicates on the field. It bring it down and it's very, very optimized. It's very, very fast. So it could bring all that data down and show you in the visualization tool, any of the tools, including WebFocus, what you want to see and what you want to get.
Thanks, Mark. All right, couple more, I think, coming in. So one of the questions, we use the Omni mainframe adapter for IMS. Would we see any performance improvement by moving to the Open Data Hub? And do the queries still run within an IMS region?
Okay, so the question was IMS, VJ? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, so basically, I can answer this. So, no, so in this particular case, Roger, you're not going to see a specific performance improvement by moving to the data hub, right? So performance is going to be relative on how the adapter itself is used. The Open Data Hub, what it's going to do is allow you to access that same data, but bring it to obviously WebFocus or any other third party of choice. But if you're running issues with the performance or queries, we can obviously help to look at saying what are the improvements we might have to do. Okay. Then there's a second question from Rob. He's still missing something between mainframe and SQL Server. What in this presentation is only applicable to mainframe and would not apply if we are SQL Server only?
So you're saying that, I'm sorry, for the customer asking that, you only have SQL Server in your environment.
Correct. I'm assuming that's what Rob is saying. Rob, you can, yeah, he said yes. So that's correct. So the customer in this case only has SQL Server, does not have a mainframe. So Rob, yeah, in this case, if you do not have a mainframe, we can still kind of look to see if there are certain things we can help you with on how we can move the data to other tools. But what we showed you today is specifically for the mainframe, right? How you can keep the data on mainframe, how you can extract it. But pretty soon in WebFocus itself, we are going to come out with new options that if you're running let's say on a non-mainframe environment and you want to kind of bring about similar choices to your users, we are looking into that, and then stay tuned, we'll have more options. But I would say if you have specific things you want to do now, just reach out to Greg, and he will help to see how we can materialize that within the team and help you back on that. Okay, and one more question. If a customer has mainframe focus, would we then offer them the first data hub option? Absolutely. I'll take this one. So yeah.
Yep.
So please do. I think the information we showed here is mainly for the focus customers. So we want you to be able to have more accessibility for your data. And again, myself, Greg, Mark, would love to have more discussion with you around the use case you have and how, if you have already Focus installed, it's going to be a much simpler option and much easier option for you to be able to deploy this.
Yes. And again, they can leverage all the metadata they have for all the different data types and focus.
Exactly.
just take a step to go back to the resource analyzer, resource governor question. That's available through the web focus server also, just to clarify that.
Correct.
Yeah,
True. Thanks, Greg. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more questions, so we'll hand it back to you.
With Mark and Greg, was that all you were going to show today?
Yes.
That's all we're going to show today.
I didn't know if y'all were coming back for something else. Okay.
No.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, if we still have a few minutes here, so if you guys do have any last minute questions for Mark or Greg or VJ, feel free to go ahead and submit those. As we wrap up, I just threw into the chat the link to the evaluation form, if you guys wouldn't mind taking just a few moments of your time to fill that out for us. Again, as a reminder, you will receive a copy of the recording. You will also be able to find it on our website under the resource section and our YouTube channel as well. And if Mark and Greg are okay with sharing their presentation today, I will also include that in the follow-up email. Any last minutes?
Anything else, guys, that we could answer? And hopefully, you guys found a lot of valuable information here, because every time I play with this and work with it, I always learn something new.
Yeah. No, this is really great. I think, Mark and Greg, thank you both, and getting feedback that this was very informative. So appreciate it. And for the general audience, as she also mentioned, within the larger cloud software group, IBI is now a completely standalone unit, and you can see the investment which we started doing last year has started materializing. So this is the first of many you're going to see. Next month again, you're going to hear more on our data strategy, how we want to kind of really evolve all of the IBI's data products to really help both sides of the customers on the analytical and data. All right. And then additionally, the summit, which Shay mentioned, is something, again, we are investing a lot. So hoping to see a lot more folks join those sessions as well, as we kind of, revolve and do this across multiple cities as a roadshow.
Great. Thanks for reiterating that, VJ. Really appreciate that. Okay, guys, if there are no final questions, again, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to join us. A huge thank you to Greg and Mark and VJ for joining us, and the great presentation, and thank you for answering all the questions. If not, guys, we will see y'all next month for our next virtual user group. Be sure to check out the event section to get registered for those upcoming webinars.
Thank you, everybody, for joining and coming.